Amida Dharma Essays by Gansen John Welch Sensei. Amida's Primal Vow, the supreme message of light and hope during this dark, dangerous and depressing age, by Gansen John Welch Sensei. Amida Buddha, with supreme wisdom and compassion, created his primal vow, that is, the 18th and most important of all Amida's 48 vows. Reverend Joshua Adrian Celia, in his excellent book, Commentary on the Sutra on the Buddha of Infinite Life, expertly explains and elucidates the meaning of Amida's primal vow. My essay will concentrate on a few key aspects of the 18th vow, with the hope that readers and listeners will find it to be helpful and beneficial in appreciating to some degree the immense value, as well as the inconceivable, to unenlightened beings such as ourselves, power, wisdom, and compassion of Amida Tathagata and his unsurpassed primal vow. Quote, if, when I attain Buddhahood, sentient beings of the 10 quarters who sincerely entrust themselves to me desire to be born in my land and say my name perhaps even 10 times, should not be born there, may I not attain the supreme enlightenment. Excluded are those who commit the 5 grave offences and those who slander the right Dharma. That is the 18th vow. End quote. Page 104 of Joshua's Commentary on the Sutra on the Buddha of Infinite Life. My major concern on first reading Amida's primal vow, that is, the 18th vow, was the exclusion clause. Quote, excluded are those who commit the 5 grave offences and those who slander the right Dharma. End quote. Of course, many others would almost certainly share this concern. Our first priority should, therefore, be to explain all the elements of the exclusion clause. Quote, concerning the 5 grave offences, according to Su Shou, there are 2 traditions concerning the 5 grave offences. One is the 5 grave offences of the 3 vehicles. 1. Intentionally killing one's father. 2. Intentionally killing one's mother. 3. Intentionally killing an arhat. 4. Disrupting the harmony of the Sangha through one's inverted views. And 5. Maliciously causing blood to flow from the body of the Buddha. These acts are termed grave offences, literally contraries, because they go against the field of benevolence and run athwart the field of merits. Those who give themselves to these grave offences, when they deteriorate in body and die, unfailingly plunge into a vici or uninterrupted hell, where for one great kalpa they undergo pain without interruption. Hence, these offences are termed acts resulting in uninterrupted pain. The Abhidharma Kosa lists 5 acts of uninterrupted pain, similar to those above. A verse states, violating one's mother or a nun of the stage of non-learning, equivalent to the karmic evil of killing one's mother. Killing a bodhisattva who abides in meditation, equivalent to the karmic evil of killing one's father. Or a sage of the stage of learning or non-learning, equivalent to killing an arhat. Destroying the cause of happiness in the Sangha, equivalent to the karmic evil of disrupting the Sangha. And smashing stupas, equivalent to causing blood to flow from the body of the Buddha. The second tradition is the 5 grave offences of the Mahayana. The sutra taught to Nagranthas states, 1. Destroying stupas, burning sutra repositories, or plundering the belongings of the 3 treasures. 2. Speaking evil of the teaching of the 3 vehicles, saying they are not the sacred teachings, obstructing and censoring it, or attempting to hide and obscure it. 3. Beating those who have abandoned home life, whether they observe precepts, have not received precepts, or break precepts, persecuting them, enumerating their faults, confining them, forcing them to return to lay life, putting them to menial labour, exacting taxes from them, or depriving them of life. 4. Killing one's father, harming one's mother, causing blood to flow from the body of the Buddha, disrupting the harmony of the Sangha, or killing an arhat. 5. Speaking evil by saying there is no cause and effect, and constantly performing the 10 transgressions throughout the long night of ignorance. The 10-wheel sutra states, 1. Killing a pratyeka Buddha out of evil intentions. This is destroying life. 2. Violating a nun who has attained arhatship. This is an act of lust. 3. Stealing or destroying what has been offered to the 3 treasures. This is taking what has not been given one. 4. Disrupting the harmony of the Sangha with inverted views. This is speaking falsely. End quote. From Shinran Shonen, Kagyo Shinshu, Chapter 3, The Collected Works of Shinran. From footnotes on pages 166, 167, and 168 of Reverend Joshua Adrian Salier's book, Commentary on the Sutra on the Buddha of Infinite Life. The next priority requires us to be honest with ourselves in facing up to and acknowledging our flaws, failings, faults, weaknesses, and transgressions. This refers to not only this life, but previous lives as well. It is, I think, reasonable to assume that all unenlightened human beings living in this age of Dharma decline are included in this exclusion clause category of those who commit the 5 grave offences and those who slander the right Dharma. So, we are now faced with a seemingly insurmountable problem. Master Renyo Shonen stated on page 10 of his letters, quote, "If the wind of impermanence were to come even now and summon us, would we not suffer illness of one kind or another and die?" End quote. Fascicle 1, Letter 11, on lightning and morning dew. It seems to me that the winds of impermanence are now blowing with hurricane force strength and obliterating all our worldly utopias, hopes, plans, ideals, dreams, and schemes. It should be obvious to all who have developed the necessary knowledge and insight that all samsaric solutions to the very serious threats, dangers, and difficulties that we face are futile at best and a dangerous, time-wasting distraction at worst. Tyranny, treason, treachery, slavery, serfdom, poverty, powerlessness, sickness, and death are becoming ever more prevalent throughout the world, and life is becoming increasingly more difficult for the majority of human beings. We will be forced to confront reality, as all our dreams and fantasies are revealed to be illusions, delusions, and confusions, based on lies, propaganda, and indoctrination. Threats, intimidation, coercion, control, and conformity will be imposed. Threats, intimidation, coercion, control, and conformity will be imposed without compunction, compassion, or mercy. This is the probable future reality of our dystopian destiny that evil, so-called leaders are striving to impose upon us all. So, once we have been convinced by a genuine and good Amida Dharma teacher, listening to or reading Amida Dharma writings, or even by honest contemplation and recognition or acknowledgement of our faults, failings, and flaws, we realize that our self-power practices are powerless to liberate and free us from the suffering of samsara. We are now in a position to know with certainty that Amida's primal vow, that is, the 18th vow, is our sole source of salvation. However, the exclusion clause seems, in the light of the description of all the elements provided earlier in this essay, to be an invincible obstacle. Reverend Joshua Adrian Salier's excellent explanation and clarification of the exclusion clause helps us realize that the situation is not so hopeless as it superficially appears to be. The passages that I will be quoting below are from Joshua's very important and highly recommended book, Commentary on the Sutra on the Buddha of Infinite Life. It is essential that you read or listen to pages 104 to 185 of Joshua's commentary in order to acquire an in-depth explanation and clarification of Amida's primal or 18th vow. This book, which I have narrated, can be downloaded for free or listened to on Joshua's YouTube channel, link below in the PDF attached, or purchased from Amazon through the link below. provided in the PDF attached below. Quote, Summary of the Primal Vow. Now, after so many pages in which I tried my best to explain in detail the elements of the Primal Vow, I would like to make a summary so that you keep in mind its essentials. Basically, what Amida promised is this: if you sincerely and exclusively entrust yourself to me, say my name in a relaxed manner without being obsessed with numbers and special states of mind, and if you wish to be born in my land, then you will go there after death. If this will not happen, then it means I do not deserve to be called a Buddha. But you should not worry, because a Buddha always keeps his promises. However, the fact that I save you so easily does not mean that I agree with your evil deeds, so please try your best not to do the 5 gravest offenses. Do not worry, I will save you anyway, no matter what you do, but please try your best to avoid them. Also, please notice that I really cannot save you if you slander the right Dharma, that is, if you deny my existence and the existence of my Pure Land. If you do that, you are not actually entrusting yourself to me and do not wish to be born in my realm, and the saying of my name is false. Nobody can go to a place which he thinks does not exist and cannot be saved by someone whom he considers being an imaginary person. This is logical, is it not? So please entrust yourself to me as a real existing Buddha who manifested a Pure Land especially for you, wished to be born there after my death, and say my name to express this faith. I am waiting for you. Please come as you are. Pages 184 to 185. In conclusion, it is critically important that we understand, realize and acknowledge that we are unenlightened beings living in samsara. This means that we are incapable of saving ourselves, that is, becoming fully enlightened by self-power practices alone. We're all born with different degrees and types of evil and negative karmic seeds that have sprouted or germinated or manifested in this particular life. So Amida's primal or 18th vow is an absolute necessity for us to become enlightened, that is, attain Buddhahood. We should be especially grateful to Amida for his infinite wisdom and compassion in creating the 18th vow to save helpless beings such as we are, who have in past lives and or in this present life committed the 5 grave offenses. It is essential that we always remind ourselves that Amida Buddha cannot save us if we deny Amida's existence and the existence of Amida's Pure Land Sukhavati. Therefore, it is appropriate that we express our gratitude and appreciation to Amida Buddha as much as is humanly possible. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Amida Buddha. Homage to Amida Buddha. I take refuge in Amida Buddha.